Linda, thank you for talking to me before I have the honor of talking to your parents. Very briefly, how many years have your parents been running this Shaw Bird Centre in Hamilton?
They've been working on the Bird Centre for 35 years, which is a
35 years. So
huge.
really right through your childhood, was it? This was a part of your youth, really.
Absolutely, and they've worked extremely hard on doing this.
We'll go into the full story with your parents in a moment. But why I asked you to come on first, Linda, was I just need New Zealanders to understand why we all need to get behind helping this good Kiwi family. What have you observed yourself in what this has done, this overreach by local government into your parents' lives and central government? What has it done to your parents as far as you can see?
Um, it's just destroyed my mum and dad, just seeing the hard work that they've actually put on to actually do this bird park, for the people of New Zealand, for even children to enjoy, holding owls and animals and birds and everything that they would have never experienced probably in their whole life, and given them a huge opportunity to do this.
And what's it been like seeing your parents struggle with bureaucracy, impersonal, uncaring, unreasonable?
Oh, absolutely. The stress that it has caused on both of them is just unbelievable. And it's cruel. It's not fair. And if the council had done a proper job and put the road where they suggested, it wouldn't have actually gone through the bird park as well. And it was a more viable route, which doesn't make sense to us at the cost of the ratepayers, which is so wrong.
And we'll go into the details of this story. But the biggest thing is we have a couple. What age range are your parents in?
Dad's 74 and and mum is 73.
In their 70s, you are watching them what? Really stressed by this bureaucratic.
Oh, absolutely. Just on a daily basis. And they should be enjoying their life that they've worked extremely hard for and enjoy what they've got left.
I'll talk to your
And
parents now, but I thank you so much, Linda, as their daughter. What would you like to see Kiwis, all Kiwis, do to help your parents?
they just need to support mum and dad. And by doing that is keep the bird park. I mean, that would be the ultimate aim, is like, don't put that road through, and so the people can enjoy this amazing bird park that mum and dad have worked so hard for.
Beautiful. Let's talk to them now. And thank you for having a sort of pre word with me before we get into the guts of what's gone on here, the real guts of the issue. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Liz. We appreciate you coming on board and supporting my mum and dad. Thank you.
Murray and Margaret, thank you. It's wonderful to talk to you, but not in these circumstances necessarily, because this must be so stressful. We've just heard from your daughter how tough a road this has been. I want to know, first of all, Murray, what was your vision for this bird park in Hamilton?
So I'd gone through a whole lot of stress. We'd both gone through a whole lot of stress with the share market crash in 1987. I managed to get this property quite reasonably cheap in 1991, and it's a gully system. And so I thought, wow, let's enhance this and just start planting trees. And we started at one end. I never envisaged that we're going to get the whole 10 hectares planted in trees. But it was just a labor of love and just seeing it grow, seeing the trees grow. And then we started in about 2011, 12, the people started getting interested in the property because of the trees and the birds. And so then I decided to put 2 kilometres of concrete footpaths through the property, which I did with our expense and a fair bit of most of it, my hard work. And so you can walk through the property now on concrete footpaths. And then we just kept on planting more trees, just more trees and more trees. natives, exotic. Later on, I got into maples because of the colours and of the trees in the autumn, and as it is now, the trees are all starting to come out in all their reds and oranges and all the colours, and it's looking really stunning. In
It sounds
2005,
absolutely delightful. I can't wait to come to Hamilton to come and visit it, Murray, after that description.
we'd love you to come and have a
You're
look.
welcome.
You're most welcome.
I'll definitely come, and I think a lot of other Kiwis will. And then what were you saying in 2005? What happened?
And 6 years ago, we decided to open it up to the public to come through the property, and then I suddenly realised it's about the birds. So we started getting macaws and cockatoos and then it came to ruru, and people started rescue birds, and so we were treating these ruru, and then people could hold them. And so we
Oh,
got them now. I just love the birds walking around the cages. I don't want them in the cages. I want them outside the cages. And I can bring the ruru out, and we have school children coming in there, and they can put a ruru on their arms and talk to it. Their eyes are as big as the rurus,
oh,
looking
how
at them.
gorgeous. These are the moorporks, the ruru.
Moorpork, owl, ruru are all the same name. There's only one that we can put on our arms. All the rest bite and scratch and so forth.
It's surprising how when you put the ruru on a child's arm, how their eyes light up, both of them, and they just look at each other, and it's just an awesome feeling. Where would they go to get that?
Yes. Plus, to get into nature when so many horrible bits of housing are now being built with no access to gardens or outdoors or anything, these horrible, cramped in
That's right.
new form of Agenda 2030 housing. So, Margaret, take us to what has happened. Tell us the story of you're going along happily with this enterprise. It's being valued by the people of Hamilton and beyond, by the children, by the birds and the trees. What happened that smashed into your really quite idyllic life?
Well, the council trying to put the road through, and that is just devastating. When they first started, Richard Briggs, the ex-CEO, said, we'll put it through the end of it, and they checked it at 300 metres, and they said they'll just take the end of the park. Okay, we'd accept that. That's fine. Then all of a sudden, the next plan came out, and it was right through the bird park. And how devastating is that? You see everything going. They've cut 32 trees down so far. They've common eye property. There's a caveat on it, so they can't own it, as they say, because of the caveat on it. And it's just devastating to see all this hard work going before your eyes. You know, all we want to do is save the park for the people of New Zealand. And it's just heartbreaking. And they don't listen. They're going from A to B. They don't care. They don't care at all. The bats are coming through. They know there's bats there. Do they care about that? No. It's just all about the money. They never think of people's feelings or anything else. They've just been fighting us for 6 years.
6
and
years.
it's going before the courts. We've had 6 years of this fighting.
So let's just go back. Initially, they said they'd go to the end of the property, but now they're saying right through. What was their reason for that? Are you saying they said that was cheaper for them?
Can I come in there?
Yes.
So in 2005, there was no roads going through Shaw's Bird Park. In 2015, Vinci's, a French multinational company, bought into HEB Contractors. So they did the Kopu Bridge. They've now done the bridge over the Waikato River, and the Peacock subdivision. Most of it's fine, except this east-west road. And the east-west road goes through our property, which in 2005 went around us. But Vinci's is they've got a terrible human rights, terrible in Dubai, Moscow, and they've now come into this country and brought into HEB contractors. Now, what they do is they lend the money to the councils as long as they get all the work. Now, this is where the corruption in this country is going really so bad. And so they just bulldoze, they don't care about anybody or anything. And they just bulldoze and they're going to come right through our park. They don't care about the park. They don't care about the people. And so this is what we've got now. And so people of New Zealand have got to stand up. Do we want French multinational companies in our country? But you've got them here. The corruption in this country is so bad, and we've got to stop it.
People just don't realise how bad it is.
Give us some other ideas. You've alluded to the fact that the council is basically really in the pocket of Vinci's. They're being dictated to by this multinational company. Do you have proof of that? Do you have evidence of that?
Yes, we have got some proof. We have got some proof in the fact that this Hamilton City Council is in debt of 350 million. And so Vinci's lending the money as long as they get the work. Now, I've got no proof of that. But how come Downers, CB Civil, and HEBs get all the work? And then you've got on top of that is the solicitors, Tonkin Wake. How come Tonkin Wake get all the work for the councils and the government, including Christchurch and all through the earthquakes? How come Tonkin Wake get all the work? Tonkin Taylor are the engineers. It's all in-house. I haven't got proof, but how come they get all the work?
Those are valid questions pointing to patterns of behavior. We can't say definitively then that we have evidence of what you're saying. But if anybody out there does have evidence or is willing to whistleblow or willing to give further information that could help this wonderful couple who simply want a park for the children of Hamilton and the people of New Zealand, could you contact me, lizgunn3@gmail.com? But I need to say at this point, that is hearsay information. It's not established, but you are pointing through your questions to patterns of behavior. We would very much appreciate information either way and I'm happy to interview the people from the council. If you want to come through and say, no, we would never be in the pocket of Vinci's ever, well, then let me cross-examine that with you if you're willing to come on. But the evidence is at the end of the line, you two are suffering severe, I imagine, severe levels of stress for 6 years. Would I be right there, Margaret?
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely,
We are
yeah.
stressed, and that's what
I'm
they try to do. So in the Peacock subdivision, there's 33 landowners. 11 of them took $1 under betterment. So Richard Briggs from the Hamilton City Council says that you people are going to be better off. So under the Public Works Act, which he's not right, and so 11 of them took $1 for a consent to take half their property. Now, this is under the Public Works Act. Now, this has got to go to the courts, and there's a couple of court cases going on now, one in Hawke's Bay, where the council there took some subdivision off, and the judge has now come out and said that they have to pay compensation.
So explain that, Murray, for people who don't quite understand. So they're taking $1 for betterment. Just explain what a little bit deeper there.
So under Hamilton City Council have taken on this betterment. So under the Public Works Act, they can take the land, but they have to pay true valuation of that land. You do not own land in New Zealand. You only have your name on a title. So they can come along and take the land, but they must pay you true valuation. And the Hamilton City Council and other councils are not doing that. And this is all going to end up in the courts. And so, as I say now, there's the Hawke's Bay, the property there, apparently has been given back to the rightful owners. And there's another one in Cambridge, that's Bristlehurst, and apparently it's the same, but I don't know much about it. So we're just fighting now, and at the moment, right as we speak, we've got counterspin, we've got a whole lot of people on our property tonight. It's a 4-day protest in stopping the road, which is right next to our property now, and they call it bird stock, are coming right through our property. And the diggers, they will just come in there, and last week when they cut down 32 trees, 5 police were there watching me. So I'm on bail. I cannot come onto my property within 200 metres of any council.
20 metres.
20 metres, sorry. 20 metres of any council staff, and the police just watched me. 10 police arrested me and took me to the
Police station.
Oh no, Murray. Murray, I'm
For
so
something he
sorry.
didn't do.
What happened, Murray?
Someone removed starter motor out of a council machinery and put it in our shed. We didn't know a thing about it. So that was all right. So that was in the weekend, and Tuesday, 10 policemen and the paddy wagon came out and arrested Murray.
Oh, Murray.
There was a note put on there, return it for 5,000 and you can get it back. We didn't take it. We are innocent. We didn't know about it.
Murray.
So that's all right. So the police handcuffed him and everything. He collapsed and everything. And they came in and it was found in our shed. So he's been done for receiving stolen goods, which we knew nothing about. We are innocent. Now he is on, we went to court and they threw it out. He's on bail till the 29th of July. And we've got to come up against it. He's innocent. He didn't do it. But the council didn't believe it. They don't believe it.
They don't believe it.
We don't lie. Everything we say is true facts. Why lie? Because it comes back and kicks you in the guts.
Murray and Margaret, I can absolutely see you're the most decent Kiwis, and you are in your 70s and you're being set up and intimidated.
That's right.
How can the police do this?
I've never been arrested in my life, and to have 10 police and the paddy wagon, and this is to put you into submission, right? And they put those flipping handcuffs on. So by the time I got to the police station, my arms were in pins and needles. They don't care. They don't care. And then they realised they were trying to get me on blackmail charges. And this is Tonkin Wake. They are so corrupt, those guys. And they were trying to get me on blackmail charges, which is 14 years in jail. And
they've dropped that.
The police suddenly realised I couldn't have done it, and so they dropped the blackmail. But I'm on bail, which I don't care. I'm fine. I keep 20 metres away. But this is what they go through. This is the corruption that they will put themselves through just to bring you down to submission. They want you in submission.
Murray, on a physical level, are your arms okay? Because I can tell you, when that thug had to go at me at the Auckland airport, that police thug, I've had 9 weeks of real pain, and I got a fracture in my wrist. You didn't get a fracture, or are your arms and shoulder blade okay?
No, they're fine. They're fine. Yeah.
All right.
What annoys me, Liz, is the fact that if the police had rung me up from the Hamilton police station and said, we have some concerns about some problem, would you come to the police station? I would have driven there.
Yes.
I would have driven there on my car and called up at the office and said, "Oh, I've been called in here." They didn't have to send 10 police and the paddy wagon to pick me up,
Oh, it's
but they
disgraceful.
put you into submission.
They're not respecting women. They're not respecting children. They're not respecting our elders. It is just
No.
disgraceful. Margaret, are you both strong enough to get through this? Are you coping at some level? I mean, good on Counterspin for getting in behind you. And I know there's a woman, Penny, who's got behind you as well. Are you getting
Can I answer that?
enough support?
No, we're not. But I could see Margaret was going down big time. So I said, "This is," and she went to the doctor, unbeknown to me, and got onto depression pills. And so that was all right for a while, but I could see that depression pills weren't helping. And I said, "We can't carry on like this." So I said, "Hop in the car." We came down because we have got some money. And I came down to Tamahiri village here. I don't know
Country
whether
club.
it was just the way it happened or what, but we got a really nice villa here. And I said, "Right, we're moving into the Tamahiri village," because we couldn't handle what was going on back at the bird park, the diggers cutting down trees and all that sort of thing. And so Margaret's still on depression pills, which annoys me a little bit. But hey,
I've got to cope somehow.
she's got to cope.
And also, they going 1.9 metres off our house. Can you build a road 1.9 metres off a house? They can.
Now,
This is total intimidation.
there's timber,
Oh,
but they've taken a 46-metre corridor, which happens to be one end of it 1.9 metres from our house, and they're going to put up walls, But-
soundproof walls.
soundproof walls. But we went there. We didn't want all that, and they've cut, as though they've cut them down these trees. They're just going for it, and we've got to somehow stop this corruption. They do not need to put the road through our park. Now, I'll tell you now, and I've been saying this all the way through, if the public of New Zealand can stop this road going through our property, it's 10 hectares. I will give the property to the people of New Zealand,
Oh, you wonderful man.
never to the Hamilton City Council. They are corrupt. They have got no money, and they just keep doing all these sorts of corrupt things. I don't know why.
Have you spoken to the mayor, Murray? Have you actually had a meeting with the mayor of Hamilton? What's the name of the mayor?
Paula Southgate. I will not say what I think of her.
When she came, before she was mayor, she came out here and had a meeting. She's been out twice here, and she said, "I'll do everything to help you." Now she's in the mayor. She said, "Oh, that's law. Sorry, we can't help you."
Oh,
They
no.
promise,
promise the
and
earth.
promise, and they just go against. That's all about money, and I believe it's money with Vinci's.
How late are we to the party doing this story? So you've lost some trees, but they haven't started putting the actual ghastly road through your beautiful property, have they?
No, but we're a bit suspicious. They're saying they're not going to do anything till September, but they lie. The one thing I've learnt about this after 6 years is the lies, and I think they lie so much they actually don't even know they're lying. It is so bad, and so at the moment they're saying they're not doing these to September, as I said. But why did they come and start cutting down 32 trees that are over 30 years old? They're going to put a bridge across it. Now, that's another, they said it was going to be only a culvert. Now it's a bridge. And I believe this is Vinci's making money out of building bridges.
And another thing, we had the digger. Okay, it was in the road of their road to come through our place. They've taken it out, put it on their place. Murray has been not allowed on that property, trespassed. Now they've taken the digger away.
So they've impounded my 36-ton digger, which was causing a few problems for them. but
So they've impounded it, they've taken it away.
This is
There's
brutally disrespecting the people. This is brutal behavior by brutal governments, local and national. And the more we can expose it, the more New Zealanders will wake up. What I'd like to do now, Murray, is along with Counterspin and any other media that will follow this story, let's really keep an eye on you both. If they dare to come in, we'll really expose it and put a call out for all New Zealanders to come and just stand on the property as they did at Ihumatao when they saved that land from Fletcher's. There was a call put out and many, many people came. We need to really, you symbolize the incredible courage that's in Kiwis, both of you, to stand up and do this. Margaret,
We don't want it taken before our eyes. Murray and I have worked 35 hard years to get what we've got, and they can come in and destroy it just like that. Well, they've got a fight on their hands. Okay, they're thinking they're going to win. They might, but we'll fight. Don't worry about that.
And it's for the people of New Zealand. It's not for us. People said you're doing it for more money. I don't want the money.
no.
I just want to keep the park.
When I asked you about the birds, Margaret, your whole face just lit up. It was like the sun came out. It was like you just absolutely love those birds, don't you? Tell me some more about what that means to you.
They're my life. I've still got a special one. A cockatoo is just my little baby. But yeah, they're beautiful birds. They really are. And they've all got characters that, real characters to them. And yeah, no, we love the birds. They're just absolutely awesome. What we used to do before the council stepped in, we've got a golf cart. We did the duck run. We have the 2 macaws on and 3 cockatoos on, and they sit on the golf cart and away we go. It was just absolutely awesome.
We used to go up to the dairy and buy them ice creams.
They love ice creams. They hold them and lick them like a little kid. Oh, it's awesome.
It must bring families such joy when they can bring their children there and picnic and walk around there, Margaret.
Yeah. See, it's free. Where can you go? You go to the zoo, it costs an arm and a leg. People cannot afford it now. They come here, there's a playground, they hold the birds, they go for a walk, free. So why take that away from families?
When they don't
it's
have
so
to.
cruel.
Yeah.
Murray, what do the trees mean to you? You who've probably to the cost of your back probably dug so many holes to put these beautiful young trees in, and now they're large and majestic. What does that mean to you?
Well, I'm a bit lucky. I can operate a digger, I think, very well. And so I buy trees at $300, $400, and the digger plants them. I just can do the controls, and so we've put in about 5,000 trees on that because I
5,000.
bought. Yeah,
Yes.
and I've just done it. I don't know what it's cost us.
We just don't add it up.
Just millions. And I just love the trees. The tuis come in for the acacias, and the tuis. There were 2 the 32 they took out. There were 2 acacias there with the flowers. The tuis were coming, but they're gone. They're gone. The ruru, all the native birds and the bats. They admit the bats are there, but how can the bats? And I've just been to a doc conference last week, and I said to them, I stood up and said, how can the bats work with these lights? The whole thing at 7 o'clock the other night, lights lit up everywhere. Well, the bats are in the Manukau Tukutuku Gully. The doc know they're in there, and the bats, they will just have to leave. They can't, with these bridges they're building on the Manukau Tukutuku Gully, the bats can't see at night. Do they go over the bridges, under the bridges, be hit by the lights of the cars? And I said that to them at the doc conference, and they said they don't know.
This is at a time when climate change, we're supposed to be protecting all the trees, and the farmers are being punished into planting gullies in trees. And here they are doing the opposite. What are the other options for the road? What other options could that, you've alluded to that before, but what are the other ways this road could go quite easily without too much effort?
They don't need the east-west road going through the Shores Bird Park. End of story. That's it. They don't need the road. And so if they insist on needing the road, they can move it a little bit further south.
300 metres.
And that would be fine for us. And it would save the birds. And this horrendous amount of cost on these bridges they're building. But it's almost too late.
All they have to do is put a culvert over a drain and remove one tree. That's all they would have to do.
Oh my!
But the developers won't like that because it goes through their land.
Did you make this an issue in the local body elections in 2022?
No. We tried to get out there with the new mayors at the local, but yeah, I'm not good enough at it.
Oh, Murray, none of us is at the moment. They're not listening. They're not listening to Kiwis.
They're not listening, and I just, my time out is just sitting on the digger planting trees.
We voted them in. So just listen to the people who voted them in. We've got a long memory for the next election. If you want to get in, you listen to the people.
And how can people help you? Can they contact you? Can they turn up at the property? What would you like to see? Because this is wonderful, these people camping on the land tonight and for the next few days.
We have had the park open for 6 years. They can come through the park. There's 2 kilometres of concrete footpaths, and they can see the ducks. There's 9 ponds, the ducks and the birds, and just walk around it and have a look for themselves, the trees. And of course, with the seasons, spring, autumn, that it changes. And at the moment with the maples, I've planted a lot of maples, and they're all coming out in their reds and oranges, and so it looks quite pretty, except the middle now, they've cut a few out.
And what about lawyers? Are you getting a lawyer to take on the council?
I have had 6 lawyers, barristers. It has cost me somewhere between $500,000 to $1 million. I'd hate to add up what I have spent on them. They come and I've fired them. I've fired 6 of them. They come to you when I get a new one, and they tell you what you want to hear. It's taken me all this time to realize. So they get you on board, telling you what you want to hear, and then they totally go against you. And all the time you're paying $400 odd an hour. And boy, do they know how to charge and how many hours to put in. And I realized this last lot, I won't name them, but I should.
No.
They're just corrupt. They are so corrupt. And they're all in-house with Tonkin Wake. They all know each other. They actually, some of them work in the same offices. They are so corrupt.
The last one we went for, we thought we'd have a good hope with him. But then he said to me on the phone, Margaret, you won't win. That's not what we want to hear.
Oh,
you are supposed to be working for us. But they can't. They can't go against the council. But so what do? So as soon as you hear that, you're out.
Yeah. A lot of people are talking about the corruptions in our justice system under this government in particular. A lot of people. And I think the Baby Will story woke up a lot of people as well. So the New Zealanders are very, very angry, actually, at the way the justice system is not just. So we need to find help. What ways would you like support, both of you? Do you need money from the public? Do you need people to turn up constantly and camp there?
We need to know, we need the ratepayers of Hamilton stop paying your rates. You never consented to pay your rates. Starve the beast. So stop paying your rates. You don't have to. You never agreed to pay your rates. And if we could get 5,000 people stop paying their rates, we can starve the beast and stop this Hamilton City Council wasting ratepayers' money.
I would suggest after the next election, if some ethical people get in, we need a full inquiry into Hamilton City Council, into Vinci's, into the connections. This law firm sounds as if it needs an inquiry into its operations as well. And I'm going to put that out there. I absolutely believe you can win. And when enough Kiwis get behind you, by God, you can win. I think Kiwis have had enough of this bullying by governments. What would you say if, and this is, I mean, cue pigs flying across the sky, if Chris Hipkins actually showed he was a caring prime minister and decided to get involved, and he came and walked in the park and met you and said, look, this is terrible, what the persecution that you're going through is just terrible. What would you say to him? What would you ask from a leader? And we don't really have a leader of this quality at the moment at all. But what would you say to a caring leader if we had one?
Just stop the corruption of the council for a start, and help us. You can see what's here for the public and everything, and all the support we get. Just stop the road going through. Just help us. If you want to get voted in this year, just talk to the people and listen.
Listen to the people.
Listen to the people.
What the people want.
We vote you in. Listen to us.
Beautiful.
And Hamilton City Council are really bad at that. They have never listened to the public. And the ratepayers are paying their wages, for goodness sake.
Yes.
You need to listen to them.
They are our servants and they think they are our masters. It's all gone upside down. Murray, I've asked Margaret this, but how are you coping with the stresses of all of this? You talked about your happy place being out there planting trees.
Oh, my happy place, yes. I mean, I'm having to come to terms now that if the road comes through, I've said that I'm just going to totally walk away. We end up with 3 little bits of land, and I haven't paid my rates now for about 2 years. I've got other reasons why I haven't paid my rates, because of corruption, and I'm going to walk away, and now I'm going to have to find, I don't know. I'm just wondering whether I might get a job, because my happy place is on a digger, and I'm sure I could get a job, but I don't want the money. So then I've got an e-bike. I don't know if I even like riding a bike.
I don't know why we're even visualizing this. I'm right back where we win the land and we win the road going around. I'm not even following you down that path of losing. Don't you believe that, lawyer? If enough get behind this.
He hopes day by day, and every day is different. Sometimes it gets him down, so he doesn't go there. But other days he's all right.
The power of visualizing, Murray. You visualize that we together, we Kiwis, win this land for you. And this becomes a national park for all Kiwis, not just Hamiltonians, but all Kiwis.
Well, that's what I was hoping for. And I mean, I'll just carry on planting more trees. I love trees. All sorts of trees, and I love especially when the birds turn up to feed off those trees. Then I'll just keep doing that, and I'll just love sitting on a digger planting trees.
It's his happy place.
Well, what I am going to ask is as many people as possible to share this. We will also get people to write to the Mayor of Hamilton. We can put up the address for Vinci's as well, and people can write there and protest at what they're doing. And we can keep pushing this story into the media so that there is no respite for them to get away with this late at night and to break their promises to not do anything till September. In the meantime, we need to stop this. This is just bullying of the worst sort.
We've tried to get into the media, but we've been in there twice and on 7 Sharp twice.
We've had a couple that have come on and said, we can stop this, and they've ended up losing their jobs. I mean, the media, as you would know, the media is controlled by the councils. I mean, I don't know. Did you know that the Hamilton City Council pay the Waikato Times $243,000 to only print what the council want?
Oh, God.
Did you know that?
I know that's how it works nationally. Certainly, I know that's how it works with Radio New Zealand and TVNZ having their monies paid by the government. But even locally,
We have
there's
tried to get into
corruption.
the media, and John Mackenzie, is it John Mackenzie?
No.
The editor of the paper said, no, we can't reply because the council put in there what they want and we want a right of reply. They said, no, you've had enough coverage. Write to the editor. He's the editor. Get real.
Carolyn Robinson did a couple of articles on us some 7 or 8 years ago under 7 Sharp. Oh boy, she was good. She was good, but now she only does overseas items only.
No, our mainstream media has betrayed New Zealanders. Absolutely. They do not tell the truth. They do not tell the stories that need to get out there. So it's really essential that Kiwis get behind you. I'm going to ask everybody to share this wherever you can.
Yes, that'd be fine.
Shaw's Bird Park, yes. We get most of it's on the birds, but we need to get people in there just bringing this council down.
Well, you're just a very special Kiwi couple. Just a very special Kiwi couple. It's a deep shock to realize how corrupt our once decent country has become, isn't it?
Oh, just terrible. Just terrible. That's one thing over 6 years of fighting this. A couple of years ago, I said, right, I'm just going to start fighting the corruption. The corruption with solicitors, lawyers, barristers. I just couldn't believe it. Just couldn't believe it. And so I'm actually fighting corruption.
I'd ask a lot of Kiwis also to get on Facebook for Shaw's Bird Park and just send messages of love and support for what you see, which I'm sure will be the same as what I see, which is 2 very decent Kiwis. Thank you for building this park. Thank you for fighting for this park. And let's win this. Margaret, what are your last thoughts tonight?
Just people help us. We need it. We need the council to stop this road going through. It breaks our heart, absolutely breaks our heart.
For something that they don't need to.
Absolutely. Murray, your last words.
Oh, we just love the people to help us. I mean, we have camper vans coming there, 6, 7, 8. They can stay there for free, and they all walk around the park. They can hold the roo-roo and the macaws, and they just love it. And so the road goes right through all that. I mean, it'll just destroy us.
Oh, Murray, to think of you being arrested as well. Let us know when that date comes and we'll try and get down there and film and get others to come down and film. You're a beautiful...
29th of July.
29th of July.
Yeah, that's the court.
28th, I think it is.
28th. Just for the...
But they'll just keep me on bail. They'll just keep me on bail so that they can have an excuse to arrest me.
Yes,
they've tried.
It's a setup.
Tried 3 times.
The one comfort is all the rottenness that people do goes back to them eventually. And for you two, all the goodness that you stand for, that you do in the world will come back. And I believe it will come back in the form of massive support from Kiwis who see your goodness. I just...
We're not giving up. We're not giving up. We're just fighting it right to the end.
Well, I'm going to come down and I want to walk around that land with you. And I thank you for the interview and my love to you both. Thank you for what you're doing, and we will be part of this fight with you from now on. My love to you both.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.